Hi there. For my literacy promoting activity, I chose the book Hey Kiddo by Jarrett Krosaska. It's a story of a kid whose father leaves him and his mother before he's even born. And unfortunately, his mother is a drug addict and she also suffers from mental health issues. The main character of the story, Jarrett, discovers art very early on. He was actually still in pre-K when he discovered art, and it helps him through the struggles of living with and without his mother at certain times of his life. Thankfully, he has stable grandparents to help him out. And the first slide I chose is a cover of the graphic novel itself. It's also been referred to as a graphic memoir, and because it's a true story about Jarrett's life. And throughout the story, we do see a chronological shift with the main character as Jarrett as he passes through his years and gets older. He deals with no father, but he has strangers in his house sometimes. He also deals with his mother not being home and being primarily raised with his grandparents, as I mentioned. For Jarrett, it's a gradual understanding of what's really going on with his family. The conflict aspect of this novel is basically present throughout the entire thing. Drugs, mental illness, abandonment from his mother, as well as the memory that his mom was arrested for stealing. They just plague him. He struggles with it. But art helped him to deal with things. And growing up without his father, because his dad bailed on him and his mother before he was born, the abandonment from his father really struck him until they reconciled when Jarrett was in high school. Bullying was another conflict that he had to go through in the book. This next slide, you can see I chose this one because it represents the dark areas of his life, the clouds kind of coming and going, and some are, on a deeper gray scale than others. And he did go through many different phases. This slide's a preview about what's going to come for Jarrett. It says it's time to start talking about the hard stuff. So he learns about his life he tells about his life in this graphic novel, and he does eventually have to face his demons. And this picture I chose because Jarrett's dad, Richard, leaves him at, even before he was born, and he does not see him again until he's graduating high school. So I thought this was kind of a good depiction of dad just, taking off when he finds out mom's pregnant. This picture kind of depicts his mom, who was a drug addict for most of his life, and his mother, Leslie, also suffered from mental illness. With all the turmoil, Jarrett discovers art, and it literally saves his life and helps him deal with some of the serious issues that go on with him. Eventually, he does find joy in it, though. And I thought this was a cute one. His grandparents, Joe and Shirley, they took care of him throughout most of his life. They picked up where his parents basically left him. And they changed his life and were positive role models and really supported him and helped to keep him from following in the same footsteps of his mom and dad. This picture I thought was an inspiring one. As Jarrett gets older, his art improves, he reconnects with his dad, and his mom goes through rehab, and I thought this was just a really good depiction of him kind of rising above his troubles, and he's getting over those clouds and those demons and everything that he was struggling with growing up. And one thing that really was inspiring about this book is that Jarrett actually ends up going to art school and becomes a successful artist and sharing his story, which can inspire others as well. This last slide is actually a picture of the author, Jarrett Krosaska, and he's happy at last. As you can see in his office, he's got lots of art work going on, and he looks really genuinely happy, and he's an accomplished author at this point in his life, a husband and a father, and he certainly rose above many, many obstacles with the help of others, and he found art and used that as an outlet to help him cope with some of the harder things in his life. So I hope you enjoyed watching a little bit about this book, and I would definitely recommend it for our adolescent readers. And I think I'll probably be including it in my classroom library. Thank you so much.